Hola, senores y senoritas. It's Kocosports.com proudly presents the Boom Boom Room. And of course, I am filling in for Boom Boom, the unknown luchador. I drift from podcast to bring the news to the gringos. And joining me is my special guest, El Tigre de Masca de Japan. Aha. Hola, senor.
What's going on? I always wanted to be on the Boom Boom Room. You know, I was like, hey, I wanted a list. So this is the Boom Boom Room. This ain't Wrestle AM. I'm only gonna stay for a while. Boom Boom, he owed me a care package from Fantasy Wrestling, and this is what he got us. So congratulations. A special shout out to friend Yelly and Rob. I guess the rumors are true. I was hoping for peanut butter cups, but this is what I got. So since I'm here, I'm only going to be on for win, loss, or a tie. Let's do win, loss, or a tie. Can I go first since this mask is killing me and I got shit to do?
Yeah, of course, senor.
Can you imagine being like on Conan O'Brien and that's what you say? You're like, can I just answer some questions and get the F out of here? Also, check out our blog at Kocosports.net. Boom, boom. Do you just do whatever you want when Papa Tiger's not around? All right. So I thought this was a huge win. I was, there's some things about it because you already knew the results because of WrestleMania, but they made the best of it. And it's weird that you watch this product and you're just like, man, how can this be the same company that makes that shit-ass Raw? And then you have Stephanie, Triple H, and even John Cena putting it over. Then if NXT's so great and we love it, why roster? And hopefully it gets that way soon. I imagine this episode will be on J Sports 900 times in a row. How many times do you think they're replaying this episode on J Sports? And for those who don't know, I live in Japan. J Sports, ESPN of Japan. Go ahead.
I said all day, every day for the next week.
All right. So yeah, they made the best out of something we already knew the results of. And the ending video package was absolutely amazing. And it's great when you can put over a product. It gives me hope, and it's weird because WWE owns NXT, and I would pay triple to watch NXT before I would even think about giving a goddamn dime to pay for WWE. I just hope that this is the future. So there you go. And not only that, but everyone keeps asking us, do more camera, do more camera. I'm ugly, so maybe I need to wear the mask more often. Dun, dun, dun. All right, Booms. What did you think? Win, loss, or tie?
It also helps with your nighttime job, in Japan, with the internet.
I know this is not going to help the legend of Dave's tiger mask, Eddie. Not going to help at all. You're just adding fuel to that fire, man. I for one will agree. I think it was an absolutely amazing show. I definitely give it a win. I think a lot of people could probably be turned off on this episode, knowing that, knowing the outcome. Everybody knows Hideo Itami wins. They just know. And so, but I think the purpose of this show was not necessarily the destination. The purpose of this show was the journey. And it kind of shows the journey that Hideo Itami went on. Because face it, he was the star of this show. I said boldly last week during my NXT review that I believe they're gearing up Hideo Itami to be the next NXT champion. Because Dave, let me get your opinion on this. I feel like we got another special guest, by the way. Say hello.
We got Baby Macaroni. Hello.
Macaroni. Say hello. So, all right, I'm gonna have to keep this short because my babysitter has to leave. So, unless we have a special guest to break down NXT with Baby Macaroni. You want to tell him about your YouTube
Baby
channel?
Macaroni breakdown show.
And cheese. There you go. All right, I'm totally ruining the Boom Boom Room experience, by the way. Go ahead, Boom.
My question.
What's the last question?
Okay, my question to you is: do you feel like Hideo Itami has to win the NXT Championship? Because, the company's obviously high on him, and they want to bring him up. And if they bring him up, I think it's a bigger accolade to say he was a former NXT champion rather than just, hey, he was really good in NXT. He came out of Japan. What do you think? You got to have some of that oomph with it, and I think that's going to do it. So do you share that belief with me that he has to do it and that he will be the one to unseat Kevin Owens?
I think so for many reasons. One, his English is at a lower level, and people hate that. You know, people say, like, I'm not racist unless you don't speak English as clear as possible. So he has to get that going. And on top of that, NXT is shown here for free. We don't have the network. We just get all that content for free. And J Sports loves NXT because it's a better product for, you know, the Japanese audience. So I think he has to. Plus, he has to play the part of the underdog, and Owens destroying faces just seems like it's the perfect thing. So, yeah, I think he'll have a run with the NXT champion.
You know,
I think he'll
speaking of that, there actually was a Twitter exchange actually between Hideo Itami and Kevin Owens, which is kind of like, even though they haven't really brought it up, they've kind of I think it's a great storytelling because it's stuff in real life. Kevin Owens tweeted, and I quote, "The footage of Hideo Itami's path to WrestleMania on tonight's WWE NXT episode was so inspiring. Too bad I'll have to take him out one day." To which Hideo Itami replied, "Thank you for watching the WWE Network at WWE NXT this episode. I have to study English more. I will be NXT champ." And then to which Kevin Owens replied, "See you soon." So there you go. I mean, just very subtle. They didn't drag it out. This wasn't like having to call out Sting to answer a question about showing up to WrestleMania. No, it was, wow, I'm going to be the champion someday, or I'm going to have to take you out. Well, no, I'm actually going to be champion. Well, I look forward to it.
Yeah. So hopefully, and Kenta also had a funny exchange with CM Punk. I thought that was a lot of fun. All right, we got some live comments, and then we're going back to the Boom Boom Room, and I'm tapping out. All right. Because I gotta watch a baby Ninja Turtle. I see him running around, so he's coming back. He's like, stop talking wrestling and wrestle with me and feed me cake and watch Umpa Man. So we got stuff to do. Tell him we got stuff to do. All right. All right. So let's see. Boop 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 boop. Andy Pap says I'm anti-booms. LOL. Turkey Mania. Oh, Andy Paps wants Turkey Mania, the undercard, to be you versus him. Are you willing to take on Andy Paps at Turkey Mania? And Fred Yelly says, I'm up for a smile. He also says, God exists for sure, smiley face. I'm glad to see that you're embracing your true nature. I just marked out to this. And then you said you have a very little, I guess, little man. I guess you meant to say handsome little man. Dave, God bless him. Thank you. Say, thank you. There you go. All right, Booms. I am tapping out. You're going to drive the bus, and it's going to be a regular Boom Boom Room. All right.
Yeah, feel free to drop in anytime, throw in some questions, some comments, or if you can jump back in.
No problem. Baby Leo's doing a dance today. Yeah. I say bye-bye.
Do the dance.
Bye.
Say bye-bye.
All right. Go ahead, Booms. Rock.
All right, I'm going to rock it like a hurricane, ladies and gentlemen, while Dave Kokotis takes a bit of a breather. Of course, this was the tournament that occurred at Access for a spot at, excuse me, in San Francisco, for a spot at the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. So the first round match was, actually, no, they skipped through the first round matches, so we didn't get to see much. You got to see Finn Balor beat Baron Corbin, Tyler Breeze beat Bull Dempsey, Hideo Itami beat Jason Jordan, and Adrian Neville beat Kalisto. I kind of hate that they skipped out on the first round, but they went to the semifinals next, which I think that was a great tournament, a great idea. You had Hideo Itami versus Adrian Neville. Again, I think the fact that we already knew the outcome, I don't think it took away from the drama of the match. You wanted to kind of know how that happened. I mean, it was a long match that they had. It was over 10 minutes. Again, they kept teasing the go to sleep with Hideo Itami, but a lot of strong kicks. I like the Shining Wizard from Itami. The snap suplex. I mean, it was just it was a good, hard-hitting match. I mean, but I kind of wish this seems like a main event pay-per-view style match that they had. It was absolutely amazing. And despite it, us kind of knowing the outcome, I still think it was an absolutely amazing match. And it was definitely worth checking out. Next round you had Finn Balor versus Tyler Breeze. Well, what can I say about it here? This was, Finn Balor, Tyler Breeze locking up a little bit early. Balor mocking Breeze, and that little pose he does is on the turnbuckle. He used the sling blade, lots of high impact moves. Breeze hit just this flying DDT that looked amazing. But anyway, Finn hit the coup de grace at the end. About a 5-minute match. It was a great, and again, this is another match they kind of gave away, but damn, if you're going to go all out, why not go all out for access? Then you got to the finals match, Hideo Itami versus Finn Balor, and it was no different than their first encounter in the last tournament that they did a few weeks ago. This time it came out the different way. Hideo Itami obviously getting the win. It was a great match, very fast pace. These two are just, these guys were recruited for a reason. They were the best in the world, and it absolutely shows. They had a fantastic match, fantastic exchange. Despite knowing the outcome, you need to watch this match, especially if you're a huge WWE fan. If you're a Finn Balor fan, Hideo Itami fan, you need to watch it. It was just, there's not much more I can say about it other than it was just fucking awesome. You just need to check this kind of stuff out. But the two, good show of sportsmanship, shaking their hands. And then they go to like a package. The thing was almost 15 minutes. There was only like 3 matches on NXT. Like I've already mentioned here, great video. But then they do this great thing where they kind of show Hideo Itami when he first signed with WWE in Japan back in the spring. When Hulk Hogan was there along with Jimmy Hart, and then he comes into NXT. And then reveals his new name will be Hideo Itami, and then just his journey that he goes through. They even showed like his wife and kids. It's like I have to, go 3,000 miles to chase a dream, and then, just all the accolades he's getting, and then he shows up at Levi's Stadium in San Francisco, ready for WrestleMania, and he's taking pictures with his cell phone. Being like a big fan that any of us would have been, and plus he's getting all these compliments from the people on the main roster. They talked about how he hit and they did talk about this. They talked about how he finally hit the go to sleep on Tyler Breeze when NXT did their sold out show at San Jose State University, and they just showed all the tweets. People were going crazy about it. They had people like Dean Ambrose, Paige, Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, all talking just very positive about him. And then they show him, going down, in the back with everybody getting ready to go out for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Then he goes through that curtain. Then they show when he eliminated Bo Dallas, stand against Big Show, and then got dumped out. I think WWE's shitty booking at Mania kind of killed things. So, I'm not and I'll stick by what I said on my WrestleMania analysis a couple of weeks ago. I'm not saying Hideo Itami needed to win the honor. It would have been nice if he would have won that over the top battle royal, but I think he should have at least been one of the final 4, because that makes a better story than, okay, he eliminated Bo Dallas, and now, okay, he got knocked out by a Big Show in the middle of, the cluster. And it doesn't make a very good story, especially if you're putting together a package like this. But then, it shows them, with his kids, and they're kind of picking on Tyler Breeze. It's just great to see that WWE, who Dave and I, who have called a racist company time and time again, to get behind a particular superstar who is not white, and by the way, he's picking up English I'm not going to complain about it. It's still pretty good. Maybe I need to start picking up Japanese to kind of find out how, both ways it works there. But WWE is behind them, and that's good to see. Now, but that's just to say that's NXT. That's Triple H behind Hideo Itami. Now, does that mean when he gets up to the main roster that Vince McMahon, the whole corporate machine, will be behind Hideo Itami? That's yet to be seen. But I feel like he needs to win that title. He needs to come into Raw as a former NXT champion or the current NXT champion. I would love to, maybe that's something there. We can definitely do that. So who knows? But I did appreciate it. I did like it. I want to see more Hideo Itami. This was the Hideo Itami show. If you haven't seen it, please go check this show out. It's absolutely amazing. All right, I'm about to wrap this up, but I do want to get to some questions, do want to get to some comments. So down here in the comment section, please be sure to put them. Please be sure to put them down here, and we'll get to them as soon as possible. All right, let's see. We already ran apparently Fran Yelly's comments, and okay, hang on. Senor, I come for you. Come Turkey Mania. On Thanksgiving Thursday, we step into the ring. It'll be my mask versus your hair, senor. And El Producer will reign supreme. Ole! All right, so there's the smack talk. Aaron Moore, he's marking out. He's loving it. Head Cheese, hell yeah, gotta love that name, Head Cheese. Oh, Hideo Mania, kicking down and kicking up. Hell yeah, it's good to see that they're behind them. And by the way, speaking of coming up, they're gonna do a match next week between Rhino and the returning Sami Zayn. That should be good, and plus Dana Brooke will be debuting on NXT. Interested to see what she's got now. She's got the look, she's got the physique, but I want to see if she's got the talent, she's got the skills. She's kind of, I don't know how they're going to play her right now. I think right now they could play her either way. They could play her as just a very self-confident woman, somebody for young girls to look up to, that's takes care of herself, is very proud of what she's done. Or she could just be like the stuck-up, gym rat that, oh, I'm a goddess, you should worship me. So I'm interested to see where they go with this. But that's what's coming up here now. Let's take a look at questions, comments. Whoops. Top comments. Well, I'm just fucking shit up right now. Sup, bro? Can't wait for TNA Wrestling tomorrow. That's from Total Nonstop Action. Actually, Dave should have that. He actually should have that show. He usually does that sometime after midnight, typically on, I guess then it would be Saturday morning. So that's when he'll have that out. Head Cheese asking, am I the only one that was sad that we did not see the Bull Dempsey versus Tyler Breeze match? As I mentioned earlier on, I kind of wish they would have shown the first round, but the whole point was to get to the finals and get to to see, was Hideo Itami's journey, and I think that just would have bogged things down. It wouldn't have done it justice. I mean, you'd have to show clips, and I'd rather them just not show the match, mention it like they did, show like something that just shows the ending, and then go over to the semifinals and finals. So I don't think they did anything wrong by that. I think maybe since they got the WWE Network, I would have promoted that. I would have said, if you want to see the whole tournament in its entirety, including the first round matches, go to WWE Network and click on, on our NXT. We've got a whole tour, and we got the San Jose State University show up full. There you go. I think you definitely should have done that. Fran Yelly, he asked, Booms, what's your take on Cena's recent interview with Jericho? To be honest, Fran Yelly, I really haven't listened to the whole thing. I did hear about one segment on it that really pissed me off about John Cena telling people to, kind of step up, take some chances, take some risk, and go do things. I think that would have been great had it not come from the most fucking privileged superstar that they have. Because let's face it, if John Cena goes out there and tries to do something a little new, he's not going to lose his spot. He's not going to lose his job. He's not taking a pay cut. But, like people lower down on that roster, like Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, Adam Rose, God, who else could fall? That Heath Slater, people like that. They try to take some chances like that. I mean, they could lose their fucking job. They could lose their fucking spot. Or better yet, people like Rusev. I mean, Rusev could lose his spot and fall from grace very quickly. Same thing with, like, Barrett or Ambrose. If they tried to. So, when the person that doesn't have anything to worry about says that, yeah, that kind of pisses me off. You don't need to say that now. Because here's the deal. It's just everybody's walking on fucking eggshells back there, and then the boss and the fucking golden boy have the audacity to say, oh, well, nobody's grabbing for the brass ring. Yeah, because every time somebody reaches for that brass ring, you body slam him to the floor, him with a sledgehammer, and you have him job out for the next 6 months. Ask Zack Ryder what happens if you try to grab the brass ring by yourself. Ask Dean Ambrose what happens if you try to grab the brass ring on your own. That's what happens. So, yeah. All right, let's take a look at some more for questions, comments. Let's see. Boom. How was NXT tonight? I'll have to catch it to see if it's true that Kenta and Devitt went one-on-one. Well, you don't have to wait. It was actually on last night. I think we've got that up on Kocosports.com there, total nonstop action. Yes, they did go one-on-one, and if you can tell by this review how I'm doing things, it's definitely worth checking out. Friend is like, El Producer. That's a nice name for a luchador. Turkmania is building up to something great. Well, that's just what I'm calling myself for now. I really don't have a luchador name. So you think, okay, Friend, do you think I should toss it out to the internet infantry to throw it out there? That should be like a contest to name the luchador? Because El Producer, it was something I just kind of came up with off the top of my head, but I don't know. I thought about like the Spanish translation of Super Hockey in a red and black mask, but that was just too long. Or El Decepcionado Gran Blanco, the Great White Disappointment. Or El Hijo de Doctor, the son of the doctor, because I'm wearing a old Dr. Warner mask here. But nothing's really, so guys, kind of help me out. It can be a little bit of Spanglish, if you will, but, come up with a little bit of a Spanish name for my luchador name. So I'll throw it out there, and if it's a really, really good one, that's what I'll do. I'll just do that. Just gonna have some fun with it. Definitely. I mean, hey, I don't know what it is, but you put this mask on, it's kind of addictive, man. It's just like, wow, you got this different feeling when you got this mask on. It's just kind of euphoric, if you will. It's definitely a lot of fun. So anyway, let me just check out, let's see, I'll check out a couple more here. If I don't get your questions, I apologize, because YouTube is being slow right now. Nope, nothing new, so we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up. Dave, if you can hear me, get ready, because we're going to do the closing here, because be sure to join us at Kocosports.com. That's KOCOsports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes boxing, mixed martial arts, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, taekwondo, kickboxing, judo. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we got you covered there on the site. We've even got our news and gossip section, which is updated by Rob Daly. We've even got our video on demand section. So if you want to check out NXT or some other things there, Lucha Underground, you can always check it out there. And the best part about Kocosports.com is it's absolutely positively 100% free. It's where the world goes to kick ass. So this is Boom Boom, and for my partner Tiger Mask / Dave Coco, I am over.
It goes like this. I am over. Dun, 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 dun.